doing some concurrence votes. Starting off with House Bill 4009. Representative Sanchez.
Madam Speaker, I move the House concur in the Senate amendments to House Bill 4009 and repass the bill.
Representative Sanchez moves the House concur in the Senate amendments to House Bill 4009B and repass the bill. To your motion.
Colleagues, you may recall this bill. It clears a pathway for situations where a parent has had their parental rights terminated and they've gotten it together and their child wants to go home. There have been some changes. The Senate made some really great changes to the bill. It actually recovered the reference to the Indian Child Welfare Act, which was inadvertently removed, so making sure that we notify tribes when it is a Native child involved. It removes the requirement for DHS to notify the child when a person who was formerly the parent requests reinstatement of parental rights. Parents will not be able to make that request. It will be the responsibility of the Department of Human Services and/or the child to make those requests. It removes the age restriction for the ward to consent to a former parent's reinstatement of parental rights. It expands considerations of the court when determining reinstatement to include the reasons that the former parent's rights were terminated, the former parent's stated reasons for pursuing reinstatement of parental rights, and the likely impact on the child of the former parent's past abuse and neglect. Essentially, what that means is the court will take into consideration why the child was removed in the first place. If there are things that might impact that child in the future that might still be issues, the child would not be returned. The bill also directs the Department of Human Services to provide appropriate reunification services, which means we will keep an eye on this. Colleagues, this is an opportunity for children to go home. Children who sat in the child welfare system for a very, very long time, who were not adopted, who did not find a permanent placement, who are likely to age out of the foster care system if nothing happens. If their parent has pulled it together, dealt with their issues, whatever those issues are, then why wouldn't we want this child to go home and to be in the place where there is at least someone who loves them from the moment they were born? It's such an important thing, and it may not affect a whole lot of children. It may be a very, very small impact, but it will be an impact for the child and the families that get to return home. I urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion on the motion to concur? Seeing none, Representative Sanchez, do you want to close? She does not. Those of the opinion that House Bill 4009B should be repassed will vote aye. Those opposed, no. Clerk will open the voting system. Representative Reardon, how do you vote? Reardon votes aye. Hovey votes aye. Representative Bowles, how do you vote? Bowles votes aye. Representative Greg Smith, how do you vote? Smith votes aye. House Bill 4009B, having received the constitutional majority, is declared repassed.